You have Canva open and are thinking, how do I add words to my design and make it look great? By the end of today's video, you're going to feel more comfortable working with text in Canva. Start off by going to a presentation document. And this is so we're in the same project together. First, let's talk about how to get words on your design, and then we'll move on to something that's really important. You can click T on your keyboard, she says, as she's clicking T vigorously and going, why isn't it working? Well, sometimes you need to actually click on the white part in order for this to work. So click T on your keyboard and there it is. The other way is to click text on the left-hand side. Mine looks a little different because I do have Canva Pro. So I have a brand kit set up with heading, subheading, and a body of text with specific fonts that I like to use. The good news is you can still follow this tutorial even on a free plan, but if you notice that something has a little crown icon on it, it means that it is part of Canva Pro, which is one of Canva's paid plans. So what about the free account? Let's go look. You'll see that the brand kit isn't filled out because it's a Canva Pro feature, but free users do have default text styles where you can add a heading, add a subheading, and add a little body of text. Let's bypass dynamic text, and we'll talk about apps a little later on. And then there are font combinations. These are really helpful for beginners. They're like templates for words. Now that text is on your page, what do you do with it? Click on the words that you want to change, and then double click to be able to type to change the words to whatever you want. And by the way, when you click on a text box, that's what this is, by the way, that you see in purple, additional toolbars will pop up, and we will talk about those in a little bit. As I bring my mouse closer to the words, you're going to see white circles that turn purple around the corners. You can size your words with those handles. But another important part are these white lines on the edge. And these lines allow you to drag out the size of your text box. I'll show you why this is important a little later on. Oh, forget that. I'm going to show you now. You want to be able to drag this out so that everything will be on one line potentially, or move it in if you want things on multiple lines. Moving text is easy. Just hold down your left mouse button and drag the text wherever you would like it on the page. I almost forgot to show you the rotate handle, which lets you spin your text into any position you want. Remember earlier when I said you click a text box and all these things pop up? Well, one thing that I really like is the quick action toolbar. Magic Write uses AI to help you write, rewrite, or improve your text. The comment feature lets you leave feedback or suggestions when you're collaborating with other people on a design. Lock is helpful when you're happy with your design. Clicking it once locks the text in place but still lets you edit the words, while clicking it a second time prevents accidental changes altogether. Duplicate creates an exact copy of your text box, which can save you time instead of starting over. It's especially helpful when you need multiple text boxes that all look the same but say something different. You can click the trash can to get rid of your items, or you can click it and just drag it off to the side. It goes away. In Canva, 3 dots are often your friend because they reveal even more options. I especially like that in this case, they show helpful keyboard shortcuts, which can save you even more time. So far, we've talked about how to get words to your page. Now let's talk about how to get those words to look the way you want. Most of the changes you'll want to make happen right here in this toolbar. And remember, you get that toolbar by clicking the text. You'll notice that these buttons behave in different ways. Some open a menu right below the toolbar. Some open a panel on the left-hand side of Canva, and others simply perform an action as soon as you click them. And just one more thing, I've been using Canva for over a decade, and Canva is constantly updating things. They add new features, they move things around, even sometimes the interface looks completely different. So if your Canva looks different than what I'm showing here, or you're confused at any point, don't worry, that's completely normal. But what you can do is ask your questions in the comment below, and I'll try my best to help. Click your words and choose the font name on your toolbar. This lets you choose a different font for your words. You can even choose a different boldness if you want. Earlier, I showed you this little trick. This works well, and you'll notice here at the top that the numbers are changing. You can click this and type in a specific number that you want to. If this feels like a lot, don't worry, that's completely normal. And the good news is you do not have to memorize every single thing today. Every time you use Canva, you're going to get more confident with adding words to your design. You can make your text bold, italic, underline, or add a strike through. Keep in mind that underline and strike through uses the same color as your text. I love this button because it quickly changes your words to all uppercase. By default, Canva centers your text, but you can switch it to the left, justify, right, or back to center. This button creates lists with bullets or numbers. Just keep in mind that if you remove them, Canva will switch the alignment to the left, even if your text was centered before. If you click Advanced Settings, you'll see a lot more options. Don't worry about most of them right now. The two you'll probably use the most are letter spacing, which changes the space between the letters, and line spacing, which changes the space between the lines. The rest can wait until you're more comfortable with Canva. Transparency lets you fade your text into the background. I like using it to create a subtle shadow, and then I use the arrow keys to nudge the top layer into place. Now for the fun part, text effects. Click Effects and you'll see several built right into Canva. Each one has its own customization options, so don't be afraid to experiment. For example, with drop, you can adjust things like direction, offset, blur, transparency, and even color. Other effects have different settings depending on which one you choose. One of my personal favorites is outline. Just keep in mind that some effects look great with certain fonts and not so great with others. Don't be afraid to mix and match until you find a combination you like. Next, we have advanced effects. Despite the name, they are very beginner friendly. Think of them as templates for text, and with one click, Canva changes the fonts, colors, and effects for you. The best part is you're not stuck with the little details, but you can still customize everything to make it your own. We'll come back to some really fun text effects in a little bit, but first, there's a few more basic skills that you need to know, including how to get your text to move. Animate adds motion to your text. There are a lot of built-in animations to explore, and many of them can be customized even further, especially if you have Canva Pro. My advice, click through them and see which ones you like the best. My personal favorite is Succession. Since my text is grouped, I can't use options like character, word, or line. Ungrouping it unlocks those animations. Oh yeah, you can also group words together so they move as one. You can left-click, highlight both items, and then click Group. If your design has a lot of elements, open the Layers panel under Position. Then hold Shift on your keyboard and select both items. Then you can click Group. The best way to learn these skills is by practicing. If you're a channel member, don't forget to grab your bonus resource where you can click through these effects, customize them, and see what they do. Check the description to learn how to get access. Some of the examples you just saw were actually text apps rather than built-in effects. So let me show you where to find those. There are 3 places to find more text styling options in Canva, and each one has their own little gotcha. You've seen the Effects panel. It's a great place to start, but not every text effect app lives here. So if you're looking for something specific and can't find it, don't assume it doesn't exist. The second place is the Text tab. If you scroll down, you'll find featured text apps, and clicking See All will reveal even more. Just keep in mind that not every app shows up in this section either. Another place to find text styling options is the Apps panel. Try searching for words like text, type, or word to discover even more choices. I've also linked a helpful resource in the description that makes them easier to browse. Learning text is a great start, but there is so much more to Canva. That's why I put together a beginner playlist that walks you through fundamental skills one video at a time.